No rest for the weary. I was just getting ready to leave, go home, and I just got a call from DC. So one of my whistleblowers, insider, a muck from Oregon. This is fresh out. You'll get this nowhere. This is inside information. So he's back there begging for part of the bailout on the Salmon Club. He's a retail guy, you know, fish guide, retail or whatever. So he's meeting. Merkel is there. The liar of all Oregon Senator Wyden, who went to Fukushima multiple times, who I used to talk to all the time. Both senators, California, Washington, Alaska. So they haven't shut this down, which they're in violation of the Endangered Species Act over 1,000 days, both the Obama and Trump administrations. But he says to me, he says, Kevin, it's over. All the retail, all of it, it's over. And this is a Fukushima denier from way back, and this guy is freaking out. The Willamette's got 0 fish up at the last 3 days. It was, again, the Columbia 0, you know, the link there. I predicted every bit of this to you. He says, God. He says, it's the orcas. He says, the political pressure is going psycho on the orcas. Well, get this. So there's a couple YouTube videos that have showed up. People are filming, but the orcas are in Tillamook Bay. Now, you know it was Tim and I who got Tillamook Bay shut down on fishing. You know, when he was interviewed, he says, well, why'd you shut it down? We were getting calls from the activist community. And what's the name? He says, oh, you mean Kevin Blanche? He says, yeah. So they're in denial. He says, it's over. He says, they're going to emergency close it all, which, I mean, all of it. He says, finally some political pressure showing up because of the orcas. The hypocrites in Washington have stopped serving Chinook salmon. Now, none of them are going to say the word Fukushima. He's even starting to bring it up now. You know, he was a Fukushima and he's saying, well, my friend, so he met with the head of NOAA. NOAA started laughing. And he looked at it and he says, no. He says, well, you know, he says, this Kevin Blanche guy's got a point. He says, that we had record returns in 2015. They go to sea for 5 years. It's unarguable proof. I mean, it's an acute fucking epic fucking catastrophe. So I'll be putting up videos every day. You know, the run's on. They had 0. It's never happened. I mean, the daily mean, we're talking fucking 600. The Willamette's had 0 for 3 consecutive. Now, the Willamette's below the Columbia. The Columbia's the biggest drainage in the fucking world. That fucking river is 2.5 miles wide. Fucking the whole drainage of the Senate. That's why it's so paramount. The same thing on the Copper, the same thing on the Kenai. And you know, I posted the link. The Kenai's emergency closed. The Chinook already doesn't even open till fucking, you know, May. It's a catastrophe. I'm here to tell you. I predicted every fucking bit of this. I mean, record escapement, this has not been going on for years. This is an acute fucking collapse like my cancer was. By the way, I'm getting some information on Iki out there. She's, whoa, you know, fuck it. This is the biggest story in human fucking history. You know, Pacific Ocean, Kevin Blanche walks full of cancer, proves to you the tide pools are dead. Oh, we don't care. Well, they're dead. I mean, I have hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage. I mean, what a PhD, huh? What full of cancer? Cancer epidemic spiking. I mean, this is a catastrophe. From 1.4 fucking million returning salmon on the Columbia in 2015 to 335,000 in 3 years. And it's, I mean, this is to the point where I set my number clear down to 180. Maybe I'm fucking too high there. Now think about that. They were projecting 2.5 million based on escapement. Same thing's going on the Copper, same thing on the Kenai. Now the lower east, you know, part of Alaska, they had some pretty decent shit number, but they've already closed the Derby there now. So this is right out of their mouth. They says they finally got some political pressure because the orcas are pretty. They're black and white. You know, the grays can all starve to death. I'm about to say it's kind of like in California. They'll get all wound up when if you start to say sea otters, because the sea otters are cute and cuddly. Yeah, get next one, try to cuddle with them, chew your fucking head off. You know, but you know, sea lions, we don't give a fuck. I mean, my favorite are the seals, and the seals were starving to death. You know, it used to be people used to get pretty passionate about the seals. I love the seals. They're my favorite. You know, I can talk to them, but they're gone. That's the thing that was stark to me when I do so much of my work in California up and down the coast, and there's so much. The thing that's really stark to me, you know, all the mures washed up dead, starved to death. It's starvation. Fukushima did this. This is fucking unarguable proof. This is a catastrophe. This is the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. is the lack of seals I see in California, you know, now, or anywhere on the coast. Kevin Blanch, I predicted all this to a fine, I mean, to the number. I mean, run your regression on this. Let this deviate from the fucking mean. Let's put this in your fucking regression. Wow. So he says, no, he says, they're finding some political pressure. You know, he says they're freaking out because the whale petters are going crazy, which they should be, you know. Yay! So why are the orcas showing up in Tillamook Bay? Just like they showed up in Monterey Bay, because the grays are moving back right now with their pups. And they're eating the pups. For real. You know. By the way, the grays giving birth, if it wasn't, you wouldn't even know that if it wasn't for Kevin Blanch. I'm the guy that started reporting the grays were giving birth in Monterey Bay in 2015. They're starving. 16, I've counted, starved to death gray whales on the coast. 16. That's just the ones they find. I mean, starvation, all the mirrors washed up, and you know, by the way, I had leukemia. I mean, it's like starving to death. Fuck Iki on the 2020 Olympics. I mean, what a fucking story. What a story. Holy fuck, who would have believed it? Oh, I did. Stand tuned. Thank you to everybody who supported this historic work. Wow. Fucking wow.